So, we got some unfortunate news this morning. 1/3 of the Migos Takeoff has been killed. He was shot and killed in Houston, Texas, early this morning, around 2:30 a.m. And apparently, an altercation broke out during a dice game in a bowling alley, and he was shot and killed. And it blows my mind because Takeoff was one of the few people, especially in hip hop, you never really heard anything from Takeoff. He wasn't really in the mix. He wasn't really involved with much stuff. And the stuff that the Migos as a trio got involved with, any beef that they had, it was the three of them. Takeoff himself was just always just kind of to himself. He was just Takeoff. He did his own thing. He stayed out the way. And he wasn't involved in no crazy beef. No, he wasn't always talking on social media. He wasn't doing any of that type of stuff. He was just there, And for him to be killed is just crazy. Like, out of nowhere, over what? An altercation? I don't even know if the altercation even had anything to do with him. If the altercation had nothing to do with Takeoff himself, then that's even worse. That is even worse. Because nowadays people do not care about themselves. They do not care about themselves, so they for sure do not care about you. And you can have fun and enjoy your life, but we always got to keep our guard up. You got to be prepared to do whatever it takes to defend yourself and protect yourself, to make sure you go home to your family, protect your family as well, because there's a lot of people out there who just don't care. Some people are actively trying to harm you. And it's not just people in the street. It's not just, the clerk at the store. It's people in power. They're actually trying to harm you. So you just got to be ready. You got to be prepared, because this is crazy. Lost his life over nothing. Nothing. I'm really hoping that if the altercation had nothing to do with this man and he was shot, that makes me angry, because the worst type of casualties are the innocent bystanders, or the people who had nothing to do with the situation but they were just near. And me personally, I've been at parties and stuff where shootings have broken out, and I don't really party or go to those big parties and stuff anymore, because every time I'm out, I just think about, like, what if somebody starts fighting and this person shooting at this person and I get hit and killed and I have nothing to do with them, like that's a horrible thought. I don't want to go out like that. Who wants to go out like that? These people have an absolute disregard for life. And when I say these people, I'm referring to any vulture or grimy person that's out there who doesn't care about life. They're just here, they're existing, they're angry, they hate themselves, and they don't care about you. Like PNB Rock getting killed a month or two ago at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles over a chain. Dead. Because a man wanted a chain. Are you serious? Are you serious? And for any of these public figures, security might be a bit expensive, but it's best to invest in, especially after you get to a certain point. Hey, if I'm at a certain point, I'm getting security. And some people like to be able to move around on their own, but you can't do that these days. These people are watching you. These people are plotting on you. These people are crazy. And these people are hungry. They're vicious. People are not worried about you. They're worried about getting something from you. Especially people who rob, who are trying to, plan and plot robberies. They just trying to get that money. They're trying to get that chain. They're trying to get whatever you have. They're trying to just come and take it from you. And if you get killed in the process, you get killed in the process. And that's how it is. And it shouldn't be like that. And then when it comes to hip hop, don't even get me started. Don't even get me started, because I love hip hop. Hip hop is my favorite genre. It's my favorite genre. But yet sometimes I find myself struggling to listen to certain things because it doesn't sit right with me. It doesn't, because I will hear people rapping so casually about murdering people. Like it's nothing. And I know that hip hop was born out of a struggle. It was born out of that life. But it didn't really get this. It seems like it's just gotten worse over time when it comes to the violence aspect of hip hop. Because hip hop has always had an element of violence to it from the beginning. And their rappers have always been getting killed and all this other sort of stuff throughout the time that hip hop has existed. But now it's at a point where it's so random and frequent that it's concerning. It's concerning. A rapper making it past 30 should not be some like grand old accomplishment. That should be regular. People in general should be getting to 30 and past 30. Dying before you're 30 is not something that should be just considered normal and regular, or especially being killed and overdosing and all this stuff. That shouldn't be regular. Why, man? Like seriously. It's to the point where a rapper not making it out of his or her 20s is expected. And that's crazy. Now, with female rappers, I expect them to, live longer, because a lot of them, even if they're involved in the street life, a lot of them are not active gang members that I know of. They might be affiliated with a lot of people. They might have grown up in that life. They might be surrounded by that life. But usually a lot of them aren't really in it like that. Now, when it comes to the males, that's where the problem ensues, because a lot of them, even if they're not involved in their life, if they emulate that, if they act like they are involved like that, if they associate with that life, even if they didn't come from it, you put a target on your back. You already had one on your back to begin with, but now you have another one on your back. So there's a lot of them that don't come from that life, but still promote it like they do. And they end up getting themselves put in situations that they didn't need to be in, because they have nothing to do with that life. They didn't live it, but now they want to emulate it and promote it. And so the dehumanization of life and of people has gotten to a point where just casually talking about busting somebody's head open, it's just regular. I saw a video on TikTok. This guy was performing at this high school and he was walking up the bleachers. The video wasn't even about his lyrics or him performing. It was somebody was making a joke about him while he was walking up the bleachers. And in one of the lyrics, he was talking about shooting somebody in the head at a school while he's performing. Everybody's just sitting there looking. I'm like, did y'all not just hear this man talk about busting somebody in their head? That's what I'm talking about. It's become so like commonplace for that just to be a part of it. Part of hip hop is just violence and death and destruction, that we just let it be. And then the drug aspect of it. Now, all genres have had issues with drugs, but when it comes to hip hop, it's like amplified, because you've had other people in other genres of music overdose and whatnot, but for some reason, everything in hip hop is turned up to 10. The violence is on 10. The drugs are on 10. Everything is just on 10. And it's just sad to see. It's sad to watch. And life is just short. It is. But God promised us a long life, but we shorten our lives by the decisions we make. And sometimes the decisions that we make have nothing to do with, or they don't cause any sort of harm. It's other people's decisions that will cause you harm. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. It just really, really irks me that this keeps constantly happening. Constantly. And these are the more well-known artists. There's a lot of up-and-coming artists who are actively still in the streets that are always getting killed. Constantly. And that's that's sad within itself. And then you have the people who aren't artists who are getting killed all the time. They're just in the street getting killed. And it's overall it's sad and hard to watch. It's very hard to watch. This is getting to a point of just, it's like you don't even really bat an eye anymore. And I guess you only really turn your head is when it's a higher profile person. But at the same time, it's still sad and hard to watch. Like, I just hope nobody had a video or anything like that. Because like the PNB Rock, they had a video of him. And that was just sad. That's really sad. You know, I just... Rest in peace, Takeoff. You know, I hate that this happened, and I hate that this is probably going to happen again, most likely, to somebody else. And we need to have a conversation about this. We need to really... Something must be done. Everybody be prepared. Watch your back. Stay prayed up. Please keep your guard up. Because there's people out there who do not care about you or themselves. So, that's all I got. Thank you for listening. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, like, comment, subscribe, like, whenever do it, however you do it, wherever do it, just do it. It's your boy Red X Black, and I'm out. Peace.